World's greatest monster trucks are being readied for a battle inside the Nassau Coliseum, Long Island, New York. It's a busy time in the pits as the superstars get ready to go side by side for one of the biggest trophies in monster truck racing, the win at the Long Island Coliseum. And you know how important it is just by scanning the parking lot. Truly, America's sports, as you can see, license plates from all over the country coming in to watch the monster trucks do battle at the Nassau Coliseum. We're seeing them from all across the country, and we're going to show you action from all across the country today here on Super Trax. Because while we've got the monster trucks locked up in the Nassau Coliseum, we'll also jet all the way across the country and take you to Anaheim Stadium for the sheer outright power and the excitement of two-wheel drive tractor pulling. These are the funny cars of the pulling sport, a unique blend of exciting and exotic body styles and sheer power in the 6,200-pound super modified two-wheel drive class. All the best from across the country will be going at it, trying to grab the victory in the home of the Rams and the Angels, Anaheim Stadium in California. It's all today. The superstars are in the Super Building, the Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York. I'm Scott Douglas on Super Trax, and we're ready to go with qualifying for the monster truck racers here at the Nassau Coliseum. It'll be side-by-side racing later here on Super Trax, but right now we're going against the clock to set the brackets for the first round of competition. And right off the bat, the legendary Gravedigger will go on the clock. And Dennis Anderson posts a good-looking time. The Gravedigger coming in at 2.41 seconds. So Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger has posted a time that may be tough to beat. We'll get a good idea of just how tough it is to beat right now, because here comes the defending U.S. Hot Rod Association World Champion, Fred Schaefer's Barefoot Chevrolet out of Pontoon Beach, Illinois. Again, the time for Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger, 2.41. Barefoot wanting to beat that to get fast qualifying time, and of course, lane choice throughout the night. A good-looking time, and we'll wait for the official reading from the U.S. Hot Rod officials as we look at the replay. It was a smooth run for Barefoot, and indeed, the Chevrolet has nosed out Gravedigger for the top spot. Barefoot at 2.34 seconds. By 7/100ths of a second, the Barefoot Chevrolet sits at number one. Well, here comes the big bad Ford out of St. Louis, hoping to knock the Chevy from that top spot. It's Jim Kramer. This is Bigfoot number 9 out of St. Louis, Missouri, and Kramer has to beat a 2.34 to get fast qualifying time. Not a bad-looking run, but he didn't really seem to get that oomph out of the starting gate, and the time is just a bit slower than the Chevy times that we've seen posted earlier, 2.57 for the Bigfoot Ford and Jim Kramer. Nonetheless, that should still get him close to the top of the qualifying. The Outlaw Ford is next up out of New Jersey. This is Nick Rossi, ready to go in the Outlaw. Boy, never really got it going. The Outlaw seemed to make a lot of noise, but not a lot of horsepower. He did not get any speed up at all, really, and no air as he went over the cars. So the Outlaw's time is much slower at 3.34 seconds for Nick Rossi out of Pennsauken, New Jersey. The Black Stallion Ford is our next to go on the clock. Michael Vodder, ready to go in the Black Stallion. Time to beat 2.34 of the Barefoot Chevrolet.
Vodder's the Black Stallion. It's supercharged Ford.
Good-looking run for the Black Stallion. As the upstart takes on some of the biggest names in the sport, he looks like he's posted an excellent qualifying time on the replay. You can see very smooth, a nice shot. from Michael Waters and the Black Stallion, and a very competitive qualifying time at 2.60 for the Black Stallion Ford. Well, here's one they all know they have to beat anywhere they go in the country, and they see the Taurus GMC pulling up alongside. Jackie Willman out of Granite City, Illinois, ready to do battle. Did not look like a real good run, and to be perfectly blunt, it didn't sound real good. I don't know if there are some problems with Taurus, but he did not sound sharp. And indeed, the time is a little slower than the other top trucks at 2.68. So Taurus is safely qualified into the first round, but he'll be toward the bottom of the bracket. Next up is going to be Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher, another Chevrolet, and this is another one of the state-of-the-art trucks with a cantilever suspension, and you'll notice the way each wheel seems to react individually, and it takes a lot of the stress, a lot of the bumps out, so the driver has a much smoother ride. Outstanding shot for Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher. On the replay, you can see he had a whole lot of power coming out of the hole. Doesn't get too much air, just enough to get it rolling, and he is the new fast qualifier. The Carolina Crusher at 2.31 seconds has knocked Barefoot down to number 2. Our final qualifier is a big bad Ford out of Woodstock, Illinois. Rob Bush and First Blood.
3-1.
Rob doesn't sound real good either at the starting line, but that may just be a psych job as he's ready to hit it hard. Didn't sound good at the starting line, but looked pretty good as he went over the cars. Rob Bush of the First Blood Ford. Here he goes up the ramp, launches over the cars, and it's a good run at 2.57. Interesting, that's the exact same time that the Bigfoot Ford had a little bit earlier. So the Ford's locking it in, but it's a Chevy on top. The Carolina Crusher Chevrolet, the fast qualifier, at 2.31. The Barefoot Chevrolet, 2.34. The Gravedigger Chevy at 2.41, and then the Fords are coming after.